As the room fill up, be sure, and I mean just that, be sure to hit the like, share this content, let a friend or a neighbor know where to go when they want to tune in to Cowboys Sports Talk and beyond. We're here live at T-Mac facility. They are doing an unbelievable job, a good job at this training session, tryout. But I got a special episode. I got my brother from another mother, no other, don't look like Danny Glover with us today. And his name is Tony Monk. Let's get it. Come on. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come on. What's good with you, man?
What's up, Law? What's up?
Yes, indeed, man. All is well. I can't complain, man. So we are out here live at this is Allen, Texas, at a training facility for boxing.
Mm-hmm.
But I know a lot of people that follow my channel in spaces over here. They want to know about football, bro.
Oh yeah, respectfully so.
Yeah. So, what's your thoughts on the Dallas Cowboys, the 9-3 Cowboys?
Oh man, where have we been? Where is the story taking us, Law? Again, when the last time me and you was able to sit down, when I was able to do some work with you, we spoke at SportsCon at the State Fair of Texas, and we spoke about what the journey was going to have to be for the Cowboys to become great, become at the top echelon, right?
Right.
And we mentioned one name towards the end, Dak Prescott.
Yeah.
And lo and behold, here we are.
Here we are. We circled the wagon, and now we are here with MVP candidate Dak Prescott.
Can you believe?
Yeah.
Can you believe the conversations right now?
I can believe it, man. A lot of people say he been doing this, man. This ain't nothing new to us.
Right.
We ain't new to this. We true to this, or something. How that saying go? Is that how it goes?
Yeah, we ain't new to this. We true to this. I think when people say that, they mention, because Dak Prescott has done this before.
Right.
The difference was it's been in a string of games.
Right.
And you said this earlier. You say it's here to stay.
It's here to stay.
Right.
Yes, indeed it is. And it should be here to stay. Appreciate everybody for jumping in. Before we go further down this rabbit hole, let us know if the audio is straight. Let us know if y'all can hear us great, because we don't want to get all the way into these deep conversations. We can't hear you, Lord. We can't even see you. So y'all can see me. Let me know right now. Appreciate you, B-Weed. Thank you for the support. We going on, Law. We in a fight camp now, baby. LFG. Yes, indeed. So I appreciate you. So we good. Cowboys news. I appreciate y'all.
Cool.
So audio good, JV. Okay, whoa, man. We in there, baby.
Let's get it going. Let's get it going.
Let me go.
Here we go.
So cadence, man, that's what Dak Prescott been doing, and he's been altering some things up. And it also brought light to a guy by the name of Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on other quarterbacks now who's pretty much going to have a gold jacket at the end of their career, praising Dak Prescott? What's your thoughts on that?
It's incredible, man, and that's the first thing that Aaron Rodgers mentioned about the question. The question was more on the cadence. The first thing he thought to say was, I am loving Dak Prescott right now. I'm loving his type of play. I'm loving what he's bringing to the table and what I'm seeing from him each and every week.
Right.
And let's segue that into what that cadence means for Dak and his control on the offense is when he said it is to shut down the communication before the play is about to be executed. Letting us know, hey, we've done everything we need to do at the line of scrimmage. Let's be ready. And it gives that quick twitch, to your team, to your offense, to the receivers, to the linemen, and let them know, all right, we're done. Let's execute. Let's go.
Yeah. So with that being said, we looked at there's two types of Dak Prescott I've seen this year.
Yeah.
We've seen the earlier part of the year, week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, week 5, Dak Prescott. And then since week 5, I tell people all the time, you learn more from your failures than your success. So since week 5, this dude and this other Dak Prescott been a guy that's pretty much took the seatbelt off, told his parents, get out of the car, let me drive the car, dropped them off somewhere in San Fran, and he's been driving and steering the ship or driving the doggone car now.
Yeah.
So I like this version of Dak Prescott. Let me know from your thoughts and from your opinion, will this be the version of Dak Prescott being more loosely down the line. Will this be the version of Dak Prescott from here to stay?
Well, it's funny how we've been asking for this since his Mississippi State days.
Right.
And I think I always try to go back to Jason Garrett when I'm talking to people and saying Jason was actually the one, and this is my opinion, that did transform Dak into a complete quarterback.
Right.
Just not the type of head coach he was, but
Right.
just turning Dak into a quarterback that is going to be able to survive in today's NFL. It's up for Dak to be able to take the rest of that and then grow out those roots, right? And then become the tree that he is right now.
He is right now.
So for him, it's incredible that, for one, I think there were lessons to be learned. And I think when you go back to week 3 and we talk about the Arizona Cardinals, and I think after a game like that, it's okay. Let's never play down to this type of level of competition again. This team is what? They're 2-8, 2-8.
Yeah.
And then you go into San Francisco. Law, I think San Francisco is a lot more psychological than it is the team and the level of talent that they are that you're facing.
Right.
But for Dak, and I'm going to say this, I'm going to put this out there and say that what we're seeing from Dak now was birthing itself during that 49ers game, because I think that they came in with a plan of action that I believe they should have done long beforehand.
Right.
If you're going to have Dak be mobile, then you do that from the jump.
Right.
Let's not try to wait till week 5 or week 6 to say, all right, Dak, let's try to take the reins, and then you just take it and go. Like, if Mike and Dak are going to sit down and they're going to have this offensive continuity, and they're going to move around and then move out of the pocket, much like he did back in college, because that's why he was successful. Led Mississippi State to number 1 in the nation.
Number one in the nation.
Yeah. Now they ran Alabama, but the boys are different back then.
Bama was Bama.
Yeah. But guess who your Bama is now in this sense? It's San Francisco. If we look at him from that defensive standpoint, that Dak is going to have to, it's a test. Dak has to be able to rise to these challenges, and we're willing to see in the media, the bigger media, or those national syndicated television is going to say, well, we got to see it against a big level of competition.
Right.
Dak has been the Cowboys quarterback for 8 years, folks.
8 years. Y'all write that down.
He is best at the bigger level of competition time and time again. A season is measured for the team. For the player, it's his career.
His career.
Exactly.
I like the way you broke that down. Boy, you broke it down like a fraction, man. God, dog, man. Let people know again where they can find and follow you
Tony
at.
Monk, folks. I am the head of Spot On Sports, the new wave of sports that is sweeping the nation from not just accurate, but spot on. Shout out to my team doing a lot of big things. You can find us Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Spot_on_sports, YouTube as well. Subscribe to our channel, Spot On Sports as well. I appreciate my guy Lyle for having me in it.
Yes, indeed. So he's spot on sports with this, man. He's spot on with Dak Prescott and his team. So I need to know another spot that you can be on as it relates to this particular team. And I want to segue over to defense.
Yes.
What's your spot on it with Dan Quinn? Are you really, do you have confidence in this defense?
Yes.
Break it down.
Yes. And because in all of my years, I've never been excited to see my defense hit the field.
Okay.
Like I am. I started to be about a year or two ago.
Okay.
As long as I have a man by the name of Micah Parsons, I can do a lot of things.
All right.
As long as I have a man that is a rising young cornerback like DaRon Bland, I can do a lot of things. So let me go ahead and hit on DaRon Bland right now.
Break it down.
We saw the game. Let's be honest. Cornerbacks get toasted every day, B.
Yeah.
They get toasted every day. Jalen Ramsey gets toasted. Marshawn Lattimore gets toasted. Your boy from Green Bay gets toasted. AJ Terrell gets toasted.
Yeah.
Trayvon Diggs just gotten toasted. Right?
Yeah.
So I love the fact that we were testing.
Okay.
I love the fact that a team like Seattle with receivers that can play at all 3 levels.
All 3.
We're talking about Lockett, who is great at the short game. And Jigba, intermediate.
Oh, my God.
DK Metcalf. We see what happens when a guy like him can take off for 70 yards. But
and throw in Fant.
And Noah Fant.
Noah Fant. They got a swab over there. They got a swab, y'all.
That is my kick to Seattle, that a team like them Jair Alexander, thank you, should be playing like that every week.
Yeah.
And the fact that, remember this, the Seahawks had to show up to play up to your level when they came down here. They played up to our level. We're the team that puts up 40-some points at home. They came in saying, in order to beat the Dallas Cowboys, we got to put up 30 or so points at home. So, challenge to my defense. And I love the fact that Dan Quinn was smart enough in the second half to possibly tell a guy like DaRon Bland, listen, he's getting the best of us today. That's okay. That's why we're a team. Let's go ahead and switch it. Gilmore, go ahead and put the Gilly lock on him. And Metcalf wasn't that much of a factor in the second half.
Y'all write that down. Man, this boy, It's spot on.
I appreciate that, Kirby. I appreciate that, man.
Hey, if y'all love what y'all hearing, check him out. So you said you appreciate the rough edges of that particular thing, because that's how you grow.
I think it's to expect your team to come out every week, and us as fans, as we watch these games, we're gonna get up, and as soon as the touchdown happens, it's the end of the world. You want somebody to come and be able to knock your defense across the head a little bit.
Right.
That's a wake-up call in a sense, too.
Uh-huh.
Philadelphia is going to come in with a really good, energetic, enigmatic offense that's going to come in and be able to put up 20 or 30 something.
They're going to put up about 20 to 30.
They're going to do that. Right. They're going to come into your house and they're going to do that. And you need to have seen your team respond to that level of offensive threat a week prior before, 2 weeks prior before.
Right.
And that way, and I'm so glad that they're getting to this battle-tested phase where you're going to start seeing guys like A.J. Brown again.
Right.
Stephon Diggs.
Get it.
Oh, my God. Tyreek Hill. And how you're going to – because Tyreek's not going to attack you the same way as a Stephon or A.J. Brown is.
Right.
And then you go right back after that, you got Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Yeah. So he battle tested. But see, like you said, on every level of that particular defense, they were able to attack because of the weapons.
Yes.
Nobody else, like outside of Miami,
probably nobody else is going to do you like that.
Nobody else is going to do you like that.
Yeah.
And we're looking at the way Jalen Hurts been playing, even though they have Smitty, even though they have AJ. I don't think that it would be to that degree on how we've just faced against. And a lot of people look at the record or what have you. There's another knockout.
See what happened.
Every time we do something this way, then the knockout happen, baby. So hey, talk to me a little bit too, because the Seattle Seahawks, and I'm gonna jump right back to defense, but we're gonna circle back to our offense or our defense. They also, the Seattle Seahawks, had two good defensive backs out there too.
Yeah.
Those boys, Weatherspoon, he was the one. Yeah. And Adams, he was the guy that enforcer coming down to hit.
Best in the nation.
Yeah. So I don't think on both sides of it that you're gonna see outside DBs like that.
I think
no more this year.
Yeah, I think people may have discredited how much Seattle. We just said it. We was watching the boxing matches. Styles make fights.
Yeah.
If Seattle is able to pull up, and they got guys that can run with a CeeDee Lamb, or guys that can run with got Brandon Cooks, guys that can stay in that box. Bobby Wagner is still Bobby Wagner despite his age at this point.
Yeah.
But that defense actually matched up pretty well.
Yeah.
The Cowboys are able to move the ball with no problems, which is great.
It was great.
But the fact is, Seattle made you work for each of those yards. And it's just thank God that I think it's credit to Mike McCarthy.
Yeah.
The efficiency of your offense to still be able to move despite them even putting up 30 or so points. Yeah. They don't look like they did last year.
They didn't.
I think last year, despite you not having a capable receivers, you may have been a tad bit more explosive. Obviously, Ezekiel Elliott, you saw what Tony Pollard was doing in the run game. You had a much better run game than last year, but you came in and then Seattle said, we're not going to let you guys really hit us on those home run plays.
Right.
We're not going to let you guys really just take advantage of us on y'all's offense with your finesse to physicality. And so now that the Cowboys have seemingly accomplished that and coming back around to the defense where the defense can say, in that last, minute to 30 seconds of the game.
Yeah. That's what you need. You needed to you needed to win a complete game and play a complete game.
Yeah.
And the defense, they knocked on the door.
And like I see Brandon here saying CD won the battle between him and Witherspoon, which is another thing that you wanted to see.
Right.
When two good corners come in CD Lamb's face, and what I think it was the first pass of the game.
Yeah.
Straight to CD Lamb.
Straight to him.
Next pass, straight to CD Lamb on Woolen's side.
Yeah.
So it's kind of one of the things where we're challenging these good cornerbacks with our guys. And I think that's a lot. That says a lot for the team. Here we go.
Here we go. I got you. Yes, indeed. So with that being said, back to the defensive side of the coin now. We got these, 5 more games or is it 6 more? 5 more games, right?
Yeah.
So what we have to see now, we playing against the Eagles, who's going to stretch this defense out. Can we stop the run? Or will that be a situation whereas they pick up the phone and say, okay, Darius Leonard, what do you say? Do you bring in that linebacker to help solidify stopping the run? Or are we okay? What's your thoughts on Darius Leonard to help out this defense? Because we did allow 406 yards.
You know what? I had a conversation with my dad the other day, and he's a big football savant. That's why I learned a lot of the game from. And he said, do you need a Darius Leonard? And here is my answer to this. I said, when you sit in that meeting and Jerry is talking to Darius, they out eating steaks and everything.
Right.
And what is the role of Darius Leonard in Dallas versus what is his possible role in Philadelphia?
Okay.
We got Marquise Bell, right?
Okay.
You went and got Rashawn Evans. Is Darius Leonard coming in to be your starter, or is he coming in to fill a certain role? If you want him for rundowns, okay.
Okay.
But can you not?
And that's not even his strong suit collectively. That's not his full trait. Collectively speaking, I'm not limiting Darius Leonard.
Yeah,
But keep looking. Keep
Yeah,
looking.
but if-
He's spot on.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Do
Keep
you
going.
do you
keep
do
going.
you do you run it? Like, I appreciate that, man. Do you want him for the rundowns, where is how much of a liability? Because he's still talking about a guy that's coming from injuries.
Yeah.
Cowboy fans, there's a reason Darius Leonard was cut
Okay.
or released or
Yeah,
whichever
yeah,
one you
yeah,
want to
yeah,
say,
yeah.
and it ain't just pay. It's not just pay. Don't ever think, pay is the reason this guy got
when
cut.
you're good, they're going to keep you.
It's the middle of the season, y'all.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
the middle of the season. There's a reason Darius Leonard's no one with the coach. And so you need to factor that stuff in when we're talking about why are we bringing him to Dallas.
Okay.
Is it be the starter or to be a guy that can spell Marquise Bell in rundown situations because he's a smaller guy?
Yeah.
And then he goes to Philly, and in Philly, who needs
They
linebacker help.
need because Zach Cunningham,
But
he's got a
exactly.
full ham. Yeah,
3
yeah,
or 4 guys that are hurt, and then
Yeah.
he comes in, and he's more of a liability for Philadelphia because of the injuries and everything that followed him from Indianapolis.
Right.
Or he steps in with you surround him with capable talent, and he doesn't have to work so hard. So I guess the answer to whether you need Darius Leonard or not is just up to our depth. Obviously, how we feel about that, which we do need.
Right.
So if you want it for depth purposes, yeah, go ahead and bring him in. And I say Kirby said, but he could be banged up left side of bag of bread.
Yeah. So let me counter. You
Yeah.
know, and those are all great,
No, for sure. Go for it.
great observations here. You know, I always say there's a new broom can sweep the floor good, but that old broom can get
Still
those
got
corners.
it. The old
And
broom
that
still
old
got
broom
it.
can get those corners. And we've seen that Marquise Bell can get washed down inside.
Mhm.
We just talked about weight class. He's 205, which granted. He playing pretty well in coverage.
He is.
Damone Clark, he's still wet behind the ear. This is his second year. So what you try to do is with a Darius Leonard, you bring him in for his mind, right? And the knowledge of
Veteran
the game.
presence.
And you bring him in for that veteran presence. Old folks say this, man. A philosopher told me this before, and I always kind of store this in my brain. It says, I would rather have them inside the tent pissing out versus outside the tent pissing in.
Yeah.
So with Darius Leonard, that could be a power play to say, hey, you know, Noah Igbenogany, we really don't use him on this team. We can cut bait with him, bring in a Darius Leonard or Shaq Leonard, however you want to call him, to bring an extra eye and ears out here for everyone to see.
Yeah,
you know?
well, you got a bunch of young talent.
Yeah.
You got a bunch of young guys, obviously, with
You got to get a chair. Get a chair. Yeah,
Cool,
you gonna
cool,
go
cool.
grab a chair. Yeah,
cool. Obviously, with the young talent that you have, you still want to be able to cultivate them. So
Right.
I do see that green flag, right? Bringing Darius Leonard into your linebacker room
Yeah.
and being able to show these boys how it's like, and even Michael Parsons to a certain degree, but he still is as a linebacker. And
Yeah.
so having him in would be great. I would love him. I would love to have him specifically so the Eagles don't get him.
Yeah. It's better to have than to have not, right?
You take some from Howard Roseman for once.
Yeah.
So bring him in, and he can definitely be some solid depth for you,
Right.
in the event, because we're getting to the colder part of the season.
True.
Especially because the Cowboys defense is going to have to start traveling a lot more now.
True.
Because we're getting away from the home games after what?
Right. We got after this, we got 2 roads, and then we go back for the Lions. Then we go on the road again.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you know, I think all the more reason why you got a guy that can play that linebacker position to the degree that Shaq Leonard can,
Right.
and is able to just kind of move things along for your core
Right.
as your defense continues to grow. I think a lot of times we forget how young we
Yeah.
are at certain positions.
We are super young.
Super young.
It's a good thing. We're a young team. I was talking to Malik Hooker just the other day, and he was talking about scheme, philosophy, and relationships.
Mm-hmm.
And he said one thing that he liked to do is he liked to hang out with the youth. He liked to hang out with the younger guys on the team
Yeah.
to show them and give them a bridge, to give them an alleyway to say, okay, let's do this. And then what they do is, and I said, man, so what are you guys are going to do on this extended stay? Are y'all going to do X, Y, and Z things? And then he was talking about how proud he is of being a girl dad. You know what I'm saying? He talked about Dak Prescott being a girl dad. He talked about Wanye. Shout out to Wanye
Shout out
Thomas.
Wanye, man.
He's about to be a father too.
Yeah.
And they just sit back and they communicate with each other and say, look, let's play Call of Duty, right? And that's how they establish their trust and their relationship instead of hitting the streets and partying. they are
It's
telling
the simple
people
things.
it's the small things. So what I'm trying to say here is, I asked him another question after we went live, and I said, "So, what's your real thoughts on Shaq?" And he said, "Hey, we got that relationship. I know his mom. He know mine. I know his kids. He know mine.
Yeah.
You see, and not just him. Gilly, he knows. He knows Shaq Leonard.
Yeah.
So it's all about that relationship bond. And he said there are things that they can pick up on the fly
much faster
when they're trying to take over something. So yeah, we got some guys, man. We're gonna bring in, man,
Let's make space.
We're gonna make some space, man, to get this new league going, man.
A lot
to
of
make
boxing
sure
stuff going
a whole
on.
lot of boxing stuff going.
What's up,
yes,
fellas?
indeed.
What's up, fellas?
Grab me that headset right here. Yeah, yes, indeed. Look at her. Yes, indeed. This is what we do, baby. Appreciate you. So I know the blue one is going to be.
Well,
blue.
you take that one.
Yeah. Blue going to be the outside, further outside. Yeah, we're going to do mic checks and everything. So you blue, right?
Mic check.
All right. Let's get it. Are we all in frame?
Y'all hear y'all?
Hey, all right. So let me know if y'all can hear us. Let's do a mic check on everything. Appreciate everybody for tuning in to the nation. We're live here on Facebook and as well as YouTube. Let's go. All right. My guy said light skin. Oh yeah, he was talking
about light skin.
Yeah, what's the boxer name? He said he was on the team last year.
Which means my AJ.
No, yeah,
AJ.
Yeah, AJ.
Yeah.
He said he the best pound for pound light skin guy in town. You know, he got a lot
for the caramel brother, brown skin brother.
Shout out, man. Shout out.
The light on me, but I represent the chocolate crew. Y'all already know how this goes, man.
Honey golden.
So before we get everything going, can y'all break down the new league again for the new audience over here?
Yeah. So it's a team concept. It's a team boxing concept. It's scored just like a regular boxing match. As far as the loser's gonna get 1 point, the winner's gonna get 2 points. If you get a knockdown, you get 3 points. So the more knockdowns you get, the more likely you're gonna win. You could come back from a deficit if your team scores more knockouts at the end. It's exciting. It's very fast paced. There's no filling out period.
Right.
It's our 125. I mean our 126 versus their 126. Our 120 female versus their 120 female.
Oh, wow.
Our 135 versus their 135 male.
Yeah.
Our 147 versus their 147. See who's the better team.
Yeah.
No doubt. So that's great, man. So in tryouts today, what were you looking for?
Effective aggressiveness, intelligent aggressiveness.
Okay.
Like I said, there's no fill out period. You got to be aggressive. You got to be the aggressor. Even if you feel like you landed more shots in there, if you weren't the aggressor, the judges might give it to the other person.
Okay.
You got to be the aggressor.
Got to be aggressive.
Effective aggressiveness.
I noticed, like, for some of the boxers here, I think they need him.
Oh, they need you.
It's okay. We're gonna come back to that.
We
come back to it.
We build play.
We'll come back to
Yeah. Now. We were talking about football. Now.
Okay, we're gonna continue. Cowboy fans are
Cowboy, yeah. Hey. We can sit back and chill and watch football tomorrow.
Yeah.
Right. And root for a certain thing to happen.
Mm-hmm.
What are your possibility or likely of the outcome that will happen down the stretch for our Cowboys? I'm predicting that I need home field advantage throughout the playoff. But go ahead.
All right. If I'm being completely honest, just based off what I've seen schedule wise, because Philly is coming out of the end of their toughest part.
Yeah.
And I think it ends with Seattle.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, we're transitioning into the harder part of that schedule.
The harder part
which is why December the 10th, then the matchup with them is so important, because you would hope that they're the same record. You would hope 49ers handle business tomorrow. You would hope that when they come in that you're able to definitely best your NFC East rival.
Right.
I am okay. I would be okay, Law.
Okay.
If the Cowboys stayed exactly where they are.
Okay.
Here's my thing. We're talking about road to the playoffs.
Okay.
We all want the challenge.
Right.
But we also got to learn sometimes to take what we can get.
Okay.
If you mean to tell me in the opening wild card round, if I have to go to Atlanta to go play the Falcons,
that's a home game.
Let's be honest, y'all.
Let's be real.
Let's be honest.
Cowboy fans.
If I can hold off seeing a team like San Francisco or Philadelphia into the NFC Championship,
right,
I'll deal with them then.
Okay.
I don't mind seeing them early. That's not the point.
Okay.
We trying to take steps forward.
Okay.
But I need my team, even if the second divisional round is
Mhm.
the Detroit Lions or whoever it is. Like, I would rather have those filler games where the Cowboys can say, this is the feeling, though,
Right.
of trying to take progress.
Take progress.
It doesn't matter if you play Detroit in the divisional game to get to the NFC Championship or Philadelphia. Getting to the NFC Championship is the game. Is the
Okay.
goal. Who's there, to me, honestly, does not matter too much.
Okay.
I would rather, I would so love to finally beat the 49ers, y'all.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I'm ready.
But you ain't gonna say, hey, bring them on.
You also gotta start realizing, and again, I said this because I really do think it's more psychological than it is the matchup itself.
Right.
I've saw my team fail 3 times against them.
All right.
There will come a time where we will get another shot at them.
Right.
But right now, give me as many build-up games as I can take.
Let the momentum roll it over.
Let me keep getting that momentum, and then when we roll into San Fran in California in the NFC Championship, Dak Prescott may be a lot more ready than he was before. Mike McCarthy may be a lot more ready than he was before. Deron Bland may be a lot more ready than he was before. I don't have to see him so early because then we all gonna be complaining here again that Cowboys can do nothing. So it's just like give me what I can, and then I will go. San Fran can collapse the pocket on Hurts. Yeah, obviously we ain't gonna wish injury on nobody.
Well, we don't wish nothing because what I want to see Hurts.
Yeah,
I don't want to play up whoever the backup quarterback is.
Oh yeah, I want to see Hurts. I want to see Hurts.
I want to see them at their full strength, and I'll take a dub regardless, though. And I want to say this too. Sometimes football, and most of the time, football is a game of matchups.
Yeah,
it is how you match up against one another, and on top of that, it's a battle within a battle, even with the coaching.
Yeah.
You would think that Sean McVay is a good coach, right?
Yes.
He's a real good coach. What do you know his overall record versus the 49ers is?
No.
1-9. Look, right there.
I thought the Rams gave him the hardest time.
No. I think that Kyle Shanahan just knows. They all started, they cut teeth together in Washington. So it's all about matchup and knowing each other. So he's 1-9 all times. And the one win happened in the playoffs. They swept them during the regular season, and they also put like 35-10 to those boys during their regular season that year. They won a Super Bowl, and it took a drop INT from their safety
to
change that up. So sometimes game is about matchup. On top of that, you think that what's that guy name? I think his name is Schwartz or something like that. The defensive coordinator for the Cleveland Browns.
I think it's Schwartz.
Jim something like that. Something like that.
Schwartz, okay.
Guess what his all-time record is against Kyle Shanahan?
Tell me.
1-8. So sometimes people he doesn't know how to call a good defense.
Yeah.
And everybody, I'm looking at like, man, ain't no way the Cleveland Browns is going to beat the 49ers. And then guess what happened?
They beat
them boys. I got a brother who's a diehard Niner fan, and he was sitting there like, man. And then they lost another one. So sometimes it's all about matchup, and it's all about the mindset too, and on who's healthy, who's not, on how you can win these matchups. Now, here's the other thing. What I've got a little worriness about with Mike McCarthy. He don't look favorable against the 49ers, even when he was at Green Bay. Remember, they supposed to be in the Super Bowl multiple times.
And they struggled a lot in the playoffs against them, especially in the beginning rounds. And they knocked them out like twice in a row. So, it's one of the things where, again, psychological over the actual matchup itself. Like, how well are you really – how well is Dan Quinn able to out-scheme Kyle Shanahan when he's out-schemed him every single time? And so, I saw one of the –
and that's a new dynamic, too, because Dan Quinn and Kyle Shanahan, they know each other.
Seattle, exactly. Right. And so it's kind of one of the things I saw somebody say it earlier where they didn't want to rush into the playoffs.
Right.
Let's not rush to the good teams. They're going to be there, everybody. Everybody in the playoffs, call it ace and spade a spade, even if it's 7-9 or however many games we got to play this year. Everybody in the playoffs is good enough to be there. Okay. That's why upsets are a huge thing. Yeah. What happened a long time ago when Seattle was 7-9 and they beat the Saints?
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they're crazy.
It can be that easy.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, but it can also be that hard.
It can be that difficult,
So if you can give me my prep games, give me Atlanta, give me the Eagles, then give me Detroit, and then whoever is coming after that, then I'm ready.
Are you ready?
I've seen many different styles that I can take and say, all right, how can we apply everything we've done great, which is the biggest thing I'm ready to see Dallas do.
Right.
That's why I was so hyped for the Seattle game and the challenge that was coming. And with the Giants and then all of the lesser teams that we played before, I said, cool. Everything that we done well there, package all that up and put it against Seattle.
What is your number one takeaway from the Seattle game then? If that's the case.
Just resiliency.
Resiliency,
man. The resiliency when Dak didn't have the best thing about the Cowboys being that defense, being that pass rush, being that those turnovers. When he didn't have that, and it was on him, because that's what the whole MVP conversation has been about lately. It's, can Dak Prescott do it when he doesn't have anything? Okay. And I'm not going to say he was without, because the defense still came in the last minute, but Dak had done his job up to that point.
Yeah,
he put up 41 points. That's all we needed. If we give them any more than that, then the whole narrative changes come Friday. That Dak didn't do this.
He didn't do that. Yeah, he can't win the big ones or against the team
above
500. Yeah.
When Dak broke out of the sack.
Oh yeah.
I said, okay, this is a thing. And then he nearly took a sack and then pitched it off to Tony Pollard.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
And I was like, that now
that's
we're
official.
Making plays at the quarterback position. We're not just playing quarterback. Dak is making plays at the position.
Plays. Somebody was saying I do the play-by-play, and they was like, yeah, Dak looked like Roethlisberger. Dak Roethlisberger. He would do that.
Roethlisberger,
it's hard to get him down, break a tackle. It's hard to sack. So also within that, the negative connotations out of the game was clock management. Break down, what do we need to do with Big Mike McCarthy to resolve all of that?
That's been a test for me to even try to figure out, because there are times where I either look at whether that is the play calling, or how we execute based off the time, where I'm like, Mike, what's the idea here?
What's going on?
I think sometimes, and not to try to jump too far off, I hope I'm staying in line here. When we get closer to the red zone, we either get too cute or we're too basic.
Too basic.
And it's like, no, be even keel. Whatever you're doing between the 20s, I get it, space. But take that mindset and do that here. I think they've done a lot better.
They did. I think we first of September we was pretty much on the bottom half.
Couldn't find a way in the red zone to save your life. But now you figure those things out.
We're top 10 now in red zone efficiency level.
And I think a lot of the management, correct me if I'm wrong, Law, has also to do with the penalties.
True.
You're behind the sticks a lot more often than you should be.
Yeah.
Your defense is playing with their backs against the walls a lot more often than they should be. And I think these things equate to pressure. Pressure equates to time management.
True.
Or we got to be a little bit more sporadic if we just kind of walked into this, we didn't walk back 10 yards just a second ago, maybe we'd be okay. So I think a lot of it has to do with that, though.
No doubt, man. This is Spot On Sports, man. Break down again, man. Let people know where they can find and follow you. We got more and more people jumping in. Hey, y'all be sure to hit the like, share this content, but let people know where they can find and follow you.
Yeah, guys, y'all can tap in with us on YouTube as well. Spot On Sports, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Spot_on Sports. At our core, we are a sports platform.
Yeah.
And not to take too much time on this at all.
You good.
We've made our LLC Everything Spot On Production, so we're moving into that.
Production field. Okay.
Yeah. We're a vendor with DISD. We're working on a dance documentary with the dance department right now. Working on a Christmas show. I'm working on getting young interns. Anybody that is watching, young interns, if you want to get into that sports field, SOS is definitely looking to continue doing content, much like Law Nation is doing. So I appreciate that, man.
Most certainly, man. And hey, y'all be sure to check him out, man, because I'm quite sure y'all like, man, this dude dropping gems, man. You on the money with it. One other thing is with the red zone. Is it more scheme or philosophy though, too? Because I think the philosophy aspect of it is they do.
Yeah.
And it's the league, y'all. I've seen the Kansas City Chiefs do it. They go empty, right? And you can label that as being cute. But why not just go physical? Why not utilize 73 and 77, right? Those big dogs up front. And then you put in 40 ounces, Hunter Lupke, and just run behind those two boys right there. I'm quite sure they can get you 1 yard, 2 yards.
We have not taken the lid off of Lipke at this point because Mike did so well with a guy we all knew and loved named John Kuhn.
Yeah,
and for some reason, Lupke is, he's a rookie.
Prototype,
But he is just like a smaller version of what Kuhn used to be. Why not utilize him more in the red zone? And I think, and again, I said it earlier, cute,
Cute.
basic.
Yeah.
And it's like, hey, if we're going to be a physical team, and I think the Cowboys are more finesse at this point of their time than
Very
physical.
finesse, yeah.
Like I love what my God, 73 Tyler Smith brings
Tyler
to the
Smith,
table.
yeah.
I think you can do a lot between him and Tyron's been playing much better now, thank God.
Yeah.
But look at the guy who's running behind him. How can you naturally be physical when we don't have the physicality coming out of the backfield? And that's no shade at Rico Dowdle.
No shade at him.
Yeah,
but hey, I would rather have Rico more touches down in there than Tony. And Tony been running kind of hard in the fourth quarter.
Exactly.
You know?
Now, if I'm listening to Mike correctly, when I listen to the radio and everything, and he speaks as if there are plays we haven't seen yet.
Oh Lord!
And I'm like, well,
he said
we can start running them now, and then later, you know, what I'm saying that would be nice. So, so it's kind of one of those deals where I think it is a lot of philosophy. And what the Cowboys are trying to do. Again, we're faster,
right?
Than we were more physical from last year. So if you want to spread them out, that's where I think Brandon Cooks has been coming on more. Being that red zone threat because he's a smaller guy, work in and out of the spaces. You hitting them in the back of the end zone, you hit them at the front of the end zone, like those type of things. I think if the Cowboys kind of continue their identity, like go with who you are.
Go with who you are.
Who you are is you're efficient, you're fast.
Yeah.
Be those things.
Be those.
You don't have to. Like, we did a lot of, my guy may be watching right now, we did a lot of halfback dives.
Yeah.
Why so many halfback dives with Tony Pollard? That's fine with Rico Dowdle. Yeah. But let's stretch. Let's do the zone reads with Tony Pollard. Let's get him outside. We know he broke his leg 6 months ago. Yeah. But as he's working back, let's get him into space.
Get him out in space.
Get him out in space. And so, like I said, they've done much better in the red zone as of late.
Right.
But I think it is that philosophy. And I think Cowboy fans, I'm going to say this, I think Mike doesn't care that much about running the ball. I think he cares about the efficiency the run game brings.
The numbers and just try to make the
analytics. Remember we all heard about analytics 3 years ago. If Tony Pollard is averaging 4 yards a pop, it doesn't matter if he runs for 50, 60, 70, 80. What's the average?
What's the average?
4 yards, then I got exactly what I needed out of my run game. Mike doesn't care about running for 200 yards. That's not who he is.
Right.
They weren't really like that in Green Bay.
No, they wasn't.
They're a lot on the passing game. And so that's who the Cowboys are. We are a mirror of what the old Green Bay team used to be.
Yes, indeed, man. I appreciate all y'all for tuning in. All right, so basically I have tons and tons of mindset plays that we can do, like pull Terrence Steele to the left side and then just run 40 ounce behind 73 and 77. I'm quite sure he can give you a yard. Far as down the stretch, do you think we can run the table, or like you said, you are comfortable with us losing probably one more game?
I will be comfortable with that, and it's not to sow the seeds of negativity. Like this is a league where everybody gets paid, and teams are supposed to pressure your team into losing a week or something like that. I think their challenge will probably come more so with Miami than it will with Buffalo. Okay. I think Miami mirrors the Cowboys in a lot of ways. True. Not just when it comes to beating a team, but just kind of how they show up and the way that they're going to attack you is going to be so much different because they do have a legit run game with Mostert and A-Chain can stay healthy and what he could do. Obviously, how they can attack you behind the line of scrimmage with Tyreek Hill, and obviously stretching your defense down the field with him and Waddle. Right. And so I think it's one of the things where, and I hate so much that you have to go to Buffalo and Miami for these games because I would so much rather them come here. Yeah. You know, so I knew for a fact I was comfortable with what my team could do because the Cowboys are a whole different team on the road than they are at home. Yeah. And so it's one of the things where I have to go to Buffalo in December and possibly be snowing. I have to go to Miami on our own turf and deal with that team. So run the table. I think we'd be asking for a lot, Cowboy fans. Yeah. But
and then you'd be exhausted going into the playoffs.
You're asking for a lot, but you just show up against these really good teams. Show up, make it look convincing. Right. That way when we get in the playoffs and we see Detroit on down the road, oh, cool. I just saw them a month ago. I know what I could do against them. Right. Let's do it.
Man, you fire, man. Put some flames in the chat, man. They all love you over here, man. Detailed conversation. He said, shout out to Monk, appreciate you, man. When we look at this team and we look at the possibilities of what they should do, and you said it from your mouth to everybody's ears here, that we are comfortable at the crib. But not just that, it's also on the road when it's turf games. Did you know that we are 21-0 in the last 2 seasons when we play on turf opposed to natural
You
running.
hit me with these stats,
Man, I tried, man. I tried just a little bit, y'all. You know.
I love it.
Yes, indeed. Now, I mentioned that to Malik Hooker just yesterday, and he was like, it's going back to scheme philosophy. Kind of played around from it. But I'm looking at this team on the offensive side and on the defensive side as a real finesse team
Yeah.
that can give you physicality because of Parsons and a few other host of characters there. But also as a team, when West Coast playing, it's all about being, like you said, spot on with your route running and where you hit at and where you be at, where your feet at. So what's your thoughts on that, man? As far as
First and foremost, Westmoreland, what's going on, my boy? Appreciate you for tuning in. I think you got some people that might not know me personally, so I appreciate y'all.
Dallas Carter, okay.
Restate that question again for me.
No. I was basically saying that what you think of the team being good on turf opposed to natural.
Yeah, I think when you just mentioned Malik, I think he tried to, players are gonna always beat around that bush because they think it shouldn't matter. But it means a lot, especially because like the Cowboys, they play in a dome setting, which is why I'm okay with going to Atlanta to play.
It's a home game, or New Orleans,
New Orleans, something like that. They travel, and so I think it means everything. So if you're going to Buffalo, and this is without me knowing which type of fields they have, I think Miami has a grass turf field.
Yeah, they got a grassy field.
So that could be a little so-so.
Buffalo have a straight turf.
Turf field. So going out there, I'm like, all right, if I'm 21-0, I am going to test that. I am going to put that out to the test on here today. So if we got those type of games left, and these teams are presenting us with these type of environments, and environments mean everything when it comes to going on the road. Like, what are we walking into? Basis, even fans and how well they travel, how well we're going to be able to act out here. What seems more like a home game than it does an away game. I think if that's a factor for the Cowboys, then running the table could be a real possibility.
A real thing, y'all.
A real thing.
Yeah. It just now you go back to Washington at the last game of the year, they got a terrible field.
Yeah, that's obviously you hope the Cowboys got something locked in at that point.
Cooper Rush Bowl.
Or
Trey Lance, man.
Trey Lance. Everybody's been Cowboy in chat. Y'all can tell me if you like, tell us how y'all would feel about seeing Trey Lance on down the road, because I think if he's not going to be some valuable trade piece at some point, because everybody's all in on Dak Prescott again.
Sure, they are.
Look at that. So I think shop or see, put him out there and see what he can do.
And that's right up Mike McCarthy bag, because that's what they did over there in Green Bay land. They would take a quarterback and say, okay, all right, we will shop you off and ship you off to, what's that guy doggone guy? What's his name? Matt Flint?
Flint.
Yeah, he got
Matt Flint and turned him into something.
Turned him into something, then sent him over there to Seattle Seahawks and got some picks off of it.
Yeah.
I think that, that could be up Mike McCarthy's alley or bag right there. Also, when you look at it like this, bro, why not shop Cooper Rush and keep Trey Lance?
I think there's power in having a legit backup, though.
True.
Like, and I'm not going to say we're too far out of that safe zone to say nothing will happen to Dak.
Right, yeah.
All right, knock on wood. But I'm just saying, we see the benefit of keeping Cooper Rush around.
Right.
You can win 4 straight games. You can go 3-1. You can win a game if Dak has to sit out for whatever reason, just for one game, so be it.
Right.
So I think there's a lot in keeping Cooper here. And then if you got a guy that's fun like Trey Lance, and people relish the thought of what can he be like at his best, he's that guy that you're like, all right, let's wheel and deal him and see what we can do.
See what we can squeeze out.
Yeah.
And you're right.
Because what if something, I'm saying, you get to the playoffs and you
in 49ers situation.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, sometimes you are just one away
away
from not being where you want to be. And if a guy like Cooper Rush can come in and keep you afloat, keep him around as long as you can.
Indeed, man. Boy, we've been rapping and talking and getting things going. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. It seems like they about to wrap up here as well. And and I think we ran out of all of the topics to talk about, bro. You know what? I don't know what else we can talk about now. What topics you got?
Yeah, I do got one for you.
Okay.
Just this playoff picture, I guess, in general, like where do you really, I guess, at this point, rank the Cowboys when it comes to them the 49ers and Philadelphia. I know we've lost to both so far,
Right.
but we've also beaten them in the past, or at least Philadelphia for that matter. Like, where do you really see these three teams as
Right.
far as how they stack up against each other?
Here, the homer side of law
For sure.
is going to say, man, I see no one beating us, right?
For sure.
But those two teams beat us. But when you look at the way that they beat us,
Yeah.
the 49ers didn't beat us. They whooped us and beat us and told us, hey, tell your mama, your daddy, everybody about it, you know. And then they had the shirt on and what have you, and they had a little bit more moxie with their win over us. Now, the Eagles is like, come on, it was more of a game that we shot ourselves in the foot.
Yeah.
And if we want to use the refs, I don't know where your stance at with that. You know, are you a ref guy? Like, hey man, the ref won that game for them.
We know the saying,
Yeah.
never leave a game in the ref's hands.
Never leave the game in the refs'
But
hands.
yeah, if you, I'd sit up here and lie. I'd
Right.
be lying if I said
Right.
they didn't screw up a couple of games.
Right.
The Philly game. So we can start there.
Start there. I think they're very beatable, and we
Yes.
basically beat them. But I'm not. They won.
Yeah,
I just
no,
can't say
see,
fair and square.
So yeah, here's where I think the Cowboys not losing the game, but lost at ultimately as far as saying, oh, it was the refs' fault.
Right.
Because they escorted us to the 3-yard line.
Yeah.
Like at the end of the game.
Right.
We had an opportunity.
We had the
right?
opportunity. Yeah.
And if we put it in reverse, does Jalen Hurts score right there? Probably so.
Yeah.
Does Pat Mahomes score in that right there? Oh yeah, probably. I mean,
we
we just
throw that interception. Yeah.
I mean, we just thinking like how do
Yeah,
you
yeah,
like
yeah.
how, if the refs
Quantify.
if the refs are mistreating us from the first 3 quarters, and then in the last 30 seconds they give you that. They give you that in the
Yeah.
last 30 seconds.
Yeah.
No excuses.
No excuses. Right.
No
Right.
excuses,
Right.
y'all. So yeah, I do think they dictate a lot of games that they really shouldn't.
Right.
But you shouldn't. And again, penalties. That's
Yeah.
probably my question to you. What do we got to do about these penalties?
We got to clean it up. These are the penalties that that there's no forgiveness for.
And I don't want to say that Mike's team is undisciplined.
No. But he started off a little undisciplined,
Yeah.
but he cleaned that up.
Yeah.
Before I talk about penalties, I just want to clear this up for everybody. I do have my team, my Cowboys team, as a number 2 team right now, right? Until we beat the 49ers.
Okay.
The 49ers, Cowboys.
Okay.
And anyone else, we above them. And I know I'm going to get the hate from the Eagles crew, but that's just how I see it. Because no one else, we were dominated by no one else outside of the 49ers. And you throw the Cardinals game in there, that was just,
they played Cowboys harder.
They played Cardinals.
Okay.
So what I'm saying here is back to what was the last question again?
Just the penalties.
The penalties aspect. These are the unforgivables for me.
Mhm.
Delay of games, false starts, right? Illegal shift or motions. Those are things that you can't control. Coaching decisions, things of that nature. We gonna have to clear up. I get it. The subjective calls like holding, you can call holding on every play. Pass interference, you can. That's neither here nor there. But keep your mindset together. Keep your shoulders square as far as the people that's on defense.
Yeah.
And if you play that type of disciplinary football, then you can win. But the things that we shouldn't have are the delay of games, false starts, offsides. We got to clear that up.
Yeah.
We had too many of those against the Seattle Seahawks. We had too many of those through the stretch of the year. The false starts, the delay of games. We're going to have to clear this up, and when to use your timeouts and your challenges.
Yes.
Those are all things that you can't control. Even going back to that Eagles game.
Mhm.
Jalen Hurts literally had his knees on the ground 4 yards ago, right?
Yeah.
You don't call a challenge on that?
Yeah.
You as a coach and as a billionaire, a multi-billion-dollar facility and all of this stuff with the Cowboys organization and franchise, they should have someone watching that camera, and I shouldn't be able to see from the confines of my chair at my studio at the crib, say, hey, where's the challenge flag
Yeah.
at? So there should be some of those things that we have to be better at
For sure.
in order to be that team to win multiple playoff games and get to the bowl.
Yeah, and again, because these type of penalties can take effect, and shout out my guy Kenyatta. We're in a fantasy football thing right now. Appreciate tuning in to Law Nation, man, and checking
Salute.
me out and everything. He's a big Eagles fan, but when you're talking about these amount of penalties, these things don't fly against teams like Philadelphia, or
Right.
against teams like San Francisco that don't make too many mistakes like that.
True.
You know what I'm saying? They make you pay for that type of stuff, and it's great. We now know that you have the ability to be able to hang with teams teams like this,
Right.
you have to be as disciplined as they are on that Sunday.
Right.
We can't go 5 yards back. Dan Quinn, we have to talk to our front seven and see why Michael Parsons and Dante Fowler and those guys are offsides or something like that. Yeah, we
Right.
want to get out to the quarterback, but we got to be disciplined on the way there.
Right.
So
Right.
I think that's just huge for them. And if we can find a way, I think penalties do still plague this team to a degree.
To a degree.
And if all else fails and we fall in the playoffs or something like that, that will be the reason why. Now, it won't because your team didn't play that well.
Football is a game of inches, ladies and gentlemen. And if you don't get those 5 yards because a false start,
It'll come back and hunt you
they'll
later.
come back. It'll bite you. You know, you 1st and 5 inside your own red zone there, end zone. You got to score. You can't be having false starts or delay a game, earning timeouts, and all of those things. You got to make sure that you call the right plays, be efficient with your philosophy, and know that, hey, I can't trade field goals for touchdowns when we play against teams above 500.
Yeah.
I still, a little part of me is like, hey, defense. I trust the offense a little bit more than this defense now.
Okay.
It's the defense. Hey, what's that? You know.
Yeah, it's about stiffing up against that big competition, and Kenyatta he trying to get me because I drafted Hurts over Dak in my fantasy league.
Oh,
we talking about
wait a minute. Now hold on.
talking about hold on. We talking about fantasy
Oh, okay, fantasy.
football.
And I see with the mindset you were going with running.
I'm trying to get points. Like, let's just be honest. All right, now we can push yourself in the end zone 6 times and throughout the year. I'm getting all of that.
Oh, you won the other day then 5 times.
Yeah. Now. I
Hey.
got Jake Ferguson though,
It was-
and I have Dallas's defense, and that's just how much. They gave me some wins. But speaking on defense again, it's stiffening up against this type of talent. Where have they been a little shaken over the last couple of games? We saw Washington able to make some plays against us too.
True.
As far as going up against our defense, but again, they have to be tested as well. I think the offense has earned their bumps and bruises to this point, where the defense was carrying them towards these, as we said, lesser teams, the Giants, and all those other people that we played. But now it's that defense to say, all right, well, now we're kind of getting those DK Metcalfs. Now we're getting the Jackson Smith and Jiggles of the world, and their talent is just a tad bit. But again, it's can they rally in the end and finish?
Yeah.
The great defense is finish.
They do.
It's not just about choking the life out of somebody every single week and then they only score 10 points.
Yeah.
You won't always get that lucky, especially in a generation now in the NFL. It's a pass
happy league. Yeah.
It's a pass league. We're not running the ball anymore.
And the one thing we got guys that get the ball back to the offense. And we are collectively, I think we're number 1 in total points scored in the offense. So we still are a pretty good offensive team mixed in with what the defense is doing.
Yes.
And the craziest thing of it all in the last 4 or 5 years, offense been leading in first
league. Yeah.
2, 3, 4
and I don't
games.
think Mike even tried to naturally do that. He said we were trying to be a leader in point score. We're trying to be efficient, and now you're still a leader.
Now you're still leading. Maybe that's a Dak deal, you know. Maybe,
and I think a lot of that is just Dak and the command that once he's comfortable. And let's go a little further back and look at this team as a whole.
Yeah.
Continuity. Your
Continuity.
line is just gelling together fully.
Yeah.
Dak is now in, and we're not talking about a thumb injury or a hand injury or ankle or whatever else is hurting him or ailing him. Like, he's there. And the longer this team continues to roll and be together, the line can play. And Tyron Smith is in and out of the lineup every other week.
True.
32 points is probably going to happen a little more often than we expect it to.
Man, hey, man, this dude is brilliant right here, y'all. Y'all be sure to hit the like, share this content. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new here. We're not having a good time out here. We're having a great time. And it was a great event, great atmosphere. Hey, we had tryouts and everything. In closing, I truly believe that this Cowboys team now can relax. They got 10 days off until the next game.
And last thing before we do close, one of the people mentioned that is that they did play faith. Played 3 games in 12 days. That's a lot of football.
Dang.
That's a lot of football.
I think that part of it.
We don't consider that enough because
we got to consider that.
We're just so looking at them just line up and just go. That's a lot of wear and tear.
Yeah.
In a span of a week and a half.
Right. 3 games in 12 days, man.
And the Cowboys do this every year. Don't get me wrong. But like that at this point of the season, you're asking your team for a lot to come out and hold Seattle to 10 points.
Yeah, I cut the grass the other day and I'm still kind of sore.
See that?
You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna have to call my lawn man back out, but yeah, you're right. Yeah. It do wear and tear, y'all. So give the team a little grace and mercy.
Yeah,
But there would not be no grace and mercy come next Sunday, though, right?
You gotta show up. You got 11 days, 10, 11 days.
Yes,
Like I get practice is still a part of it, but you get the extra days of actual rest,
Yeah.
especially when Philly has to play from Sunday to Sunday. Like, yeah, I do expect a bit of an advantage there. Both
Yeah.
teams are going to show up. I'm excited about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, no excuses come next Sunday.
No excuses at all, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls around the globe. Hey, we were out here at T-Mac Elite Training Facility for a tryout for the new boxing league, and we are wrapping up everything. But we don't just have one Tony Mac, but we got a Tony Monk, man. Tell people where to find and follow you at once again.
Yeah,
because
and I didn't mention my personal account. Y'all can follow me personally, TMonk_SOS on Instagram. Oh, I made a change it. It's actually Monk in the Trunk.
Monk
I
in the
changed
Trunk.
it back to Monk in the Trunk on Instagram, man. That's my old name. Monk in the Trunk on
Monk in the Trunk.
Instagram. TMonk_SOS on Twitter. Follow Spot On Sports. Shout out to my team, New Wave of Sports, that's sweeping the nation. We're not just accurate, but we are spot on. I appreciate y'all for thinking I was spot on today. That means I held it down.
Hey, man, you did, bro.
When I get back to my side of town.
We're going to chop this up and send it over to you so we can get your audience over here. So we need to probably let me know in the chat and let me know if you're free.
Mhm.
We need to probably do this probably once a week, like a segment, man, with this guy right here.
Very love.
Yes, indeed, because you're fair, you're balanced, you're objective with your analysis and your approach. And, you should be one of those guys that everybody shouldn't even have to say, hey, who that dude is right there?
That,
Who that guy is right there.
And I can literally I can attest to some more of that because I'm always learning too. And I'm always watching guys much like yourself.
Appreciate
Foots, Vach, all of those guys that are holding it down, Boss Cowboy. And it's helping me hold on to that objectivity.
Yeah.
Because you need that as a fan. Like this team, and much like all 31 other teams in the league, they're going to send you through hell and high water. And you got to be willing to hold on. Also, know what your team is, know what they're looking like, and be able to say, okay, this is who we are.
Right.
We can get better from here, and let's keep going. So I'm
Yes,
excited to see how the Cowboys.
When I'm rapping with you, you kind of remind me not of a Vach, but more of a Skywalker. Y'all got the same. I'm like, no, let me know if I'm wrong in the chat, y'all, because your cadence and everything. I'm like, man, this Sky and them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you kind of just like that over here, man. And I appreciate you. But you're your own guy. I know we don't sound. We look to sound alike or what have you, but you do kind of got that analysis.
Well,
approach
I'm
to the
here
game.
whenever you need me.
Yeah, yes, indeed, man. Appreciate you. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. My name is Law Nation. Hey, this was a great show. Appreciate y'all. Be sure to hit the like, share this content. Man, anytime. Hey, before we rock, you want to let people know where they can find this information at and what we doing?
We might have some boxes. Let's
boxes just right quick. We'll pull in the cords and everything.
Oh yeah, if he can come over here for sure. I think they're trying to bring him.
Oh, that man right here. Just for 1 second. Just for 1 second. We'll pause and pump the brakes just one time for your mind. You want to jump in here too? Yes, indeed. Let's get this thing going. Here you go. That's the blue side, so that's going to be.
How's it going, boss?
Oh man, yeah. Just let people know, man, how tryouts and everything, and what's going to be the next step and everything of that nature. I got you right here.
Man, tryouts was amazing. It was some hidden gems, no pun intended.
Yeah, no fun.
Man, I'm very excited, and we have some hard choices to make about who's going to make the team.
That's a good problem.
Like, we're going to build up a unofficial roster tomorrow.
Okay.
And see who really made the team. We're going to see who really, really wanted. And so, tough decisions, man. We saw a lot of potential, man. We saw a lot of talent today.
Right.
But we heard a lot of excuses too. So we really gotta trim the fat.
Trim it off. Yeah.
Trim it off tomorrow. So it's fun.
It's fun. So y'all gonna hit 5 different cities or something like that. And how many
general manager explain that?
GM.
Actually, so there's 6 teams on the west, 6 teams on the east.
Okay.
Those 6 teams will compete for 3 months. After that, we'll have the top 2 on the west, top 2 on the east. They'll compete.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll have one champion, which will be the Super Brawl in Las Vegas.
Right.
And Dallas Enforcers plans on being out there.
Okay.
For we've got Dallas, we've got Los Angeles, Las Vegas, Phoenix,
Atlanta.
Wow.
Boston, Philadelphia, New York. We've got a lot of good teams.
San Antonio,
Houston. We've gone from 6 to 12. Tony's the new head coach. We're excited about
Congratulations
having
to Tony.
Tony as head coach.
Thank you.
Tony. Both of these guys, Tony.
I'm Michael.
Tony,
I'm Law.
I'm the VP and I'm the guy that writes the check to the VP and the general manager. But Tony,
fighters, you heard that?
run the team.
Don't get mad at me. He write the check.
He write the checks, you know.
I'm here to make sure y'all
Yeah.
get to be in the best shape of y'all life.
That piece of
That's
paper
right.
right there.
That's right. We're excited, and we're just excited that you guys are here today too and giving us some support.
Oh no, man, it was incredible.
As long as you do like this, yeah.
Let me lose those papers tomorrow.
Oh yeah, well, bring it back over there. Yeah. Don't want to lose that paper for. So talk to me a little bit on how long you've been in this role. I know you got to bounce if you can, but how long you been in this role, and what do you see? Because a lot of people were asking, like, they didn't get the information. They wanted to be able to do this. Is it too late for them to try out?
It's not too late.
It's never
we have
too
an
late.
unofficial roster tomorrow. So
Unofficial.
we need more female fighters.
Yeah.
126 pounds, 147 pounds. Really 147 pounds. We need y'all to come try out. We'll figure out another date for y'all to try out. If y'all can make it tomorrow, that'd be amazing. So please
And
try
I think we do got to ask to what type of players y'all are looking for, because I heard you state that earlier, as far as not just being the boxer, but just being responsible, accountable, all those type of things, as far as being able to be on the team.
Being a good character, good morale.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Tony runs a tight ship, and he's going to be even tighter this year. You know, we don't just want a boxer. Listen, if you're getting in trouble, you're doing bad things, you can't make weight, you're not training, you're undisciplined, he's going to cut you.
For sure.
100%.
Get your own out of there. Yeah.
Like I said, this is a team sport now. And so this boxing is not individual no more. So we're looking for players who's respectful to the team,
Yeah.
who's a team player, who motivate a team, who could be a part of a team and not slow the team down
Yeah.
when it's time for us to get down and dirty. All right. So we got to have a real team. This is the new NFL of boxing.
New NFL of boxing. Come on with it.
So to answer
Sanction
your
fights
question,
and everything. Yeah.
The league this is the second year.
Second year.
I tell everyone it's almost like the first year
Mm-hmm.
Right.
because last year nobody heard of us.
Yeah.
Right.
That's just the truth. Boxers didn't know about it. Didn't know about the tryouts. We had a team. We had a lot of, and nothing against MMA.
Yeah.
I'm a boxing guy. He's a boxing guy. We have to get out there, push the product, push the sport. Boxing's been around since gladiator days. It's one round, baby. You get in there and mix it up for 3 rounds. Everybody loves knockouts.
Yeah.
That's what the league's about.
Yeah.
Just like bare knuckle came around MMA, we expect this league to be around in years to come. And so we're excited. Listen, we got guys that have never fought before. We got guys that have amateur background. We got pros that have 3 fights, and we got pros that have been around for 5 years.
Yeah.
Everybody's gonna fight everyone.
Hey, man.
There's no pick and choose.
This sounds great, man. This sounds like a good opportunity too, is to also let the people know how many fights y'all gonna have a year.
10
fights.
10.
And how many different cities again?
12.
12 different cities.
Vice over choice.
Yes, indeed.
Okay.
So I'm gonna be on the road with y'all.
I'm just my budget because I'm writing the checks. That's right. That's right. I gotta
You write the
yeah,
checks.
yeah.
Hey, he got the remunerations. I had to ask him.
Hey, Tony gets the first bonus. So
What's in his pockets over here?
Just the last thing. Like, what are the highlights that y'all could take away from the day?
Yeah.
Man, the fighters was very exciting.
Yeah.
the
The
enthusiasm.
enthusiasm. Let's
Yeah.
go look
God,
for,
man.
They came to work today.
Right.
We had a couple of knockouts, man. The fighters everybody was respectful.
I felt like I was at Floyd Mayweather's training camp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I walked in the doors,
Yeah.
it was packed. Everybody was excited. Everybody
Yeah.
got in there, got it on. I mean,
No
Tony
hiccups.
did an amazing job.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
I get no credit for today. The guy did a great
It's,
job.
I got a team. Like I can't do anything without my team. I surround myself with great people, and those people go over and beyond for me because I show them respect. And so the
True.
respect that we give each other, it oozed out into the gym today, and so
Sure.
everybody
It
had the
is.
same
Everybody
respect.
could feel that energy.
So it was pretty cool.
It is.
I'm just a normal guy, but I surround myself with great people,
Man,
and that will
come
make
on
me
with it.
great.
As we all should.
And we all
we all
should,
should.
man. Hey, each one teach one, and you're not doing small things in the community. I'm just gonna tell you right now, you're doing great things and big, impactful things, bro.
Thank you, man.
So continue to do that, man. People look when I post Tony stuff, they be like, "Hey, man, I'm gonna have to train. I got somebody around the way that's gonna work out with you, bro."
All right, I appreciate that.
Yeah. I got somebody. You know what I'm saying?
Appreciate that.
Yes, indeed. So, you're doing a great thing, bro.
Thank you
Keep
so
that
much.
up.
Thank
Yes,
you.
indeed. Yes, indeed. So
That's why he's the head coach.
Hey, look, you got the right
Hey,
guy.
you
in
picked the
place,
right
man.
guy, man.
You got the right guy. But
Yeah.
I think the emotion that was controlled.
Yeah.
If anything, was everything today. And it was guys coming back to coach other guys that they may or may not know. Just kind of being able to show up for ringside. And those guys just kind of getting in. And regardless of the blows that are being dealt, everybody was very respectful for each other.
Right.
I think that was a really good thing about it. I did see a guy get knocked down earlier.
Good sportsmanship.
Yeah, good sportsmanship.
Yeah.
You know, just kind of give him that space and everything that he needs to kind of pop right back up. So I think you guys are doing it, both of y'all, doing an incredible job here today. And looking forward to more of this in the future for sure.
Yes, indeed.
We're excited, man. We thank you guys once again for being here.
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
Anytime. Appreciate you. And hey, keep up the great work, y'all. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Tony.
Tony
Tony
can't forget his name. That's your name, Tony.
Thank y'all.
Appreciate y'all, man. It's good. Yeah, we're live. We're live on Law Nation Sports. And we're going to continue to do these things, and we help grow your brand, and we can grow our brand at the same time. Yeah. If you want to come in, come on, swing through.
Yeah, we missed you
earlier, man. Hey, keep it up, bro.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Easy.
Yeah. Yeah, see that. Maybe $8.
You got some questions for him now.
You got some questions for him. Hey, we're about to yank the cord and roll it up, man.
Yeah, man, I went trying to.
Yeah,
you good.
We understand.
Well,
that.
hey, I
just
know.
wait for you to come back.
I'm just the guy, man.
Yeah.
What's going on? What's going on?
Barely touching the back, so I was like, "Hey, I'll go wrap it up." But but it's all good though. I can fast for a little bit longer. You know what I'm saying? You good? You good?
No, I'm good. We got to throw some questions towards this man way.
What's going on,
Yes,
family?
indeed,
What's going on?
Everything is great, man. Last time I talked to you, you said that you from where again?
Shreveport, Louisiana. 318.
Right.
Yes, sir.
And he was like, "Yeah, with the Saints." And then he's like, "Man, since I've been Cowboys land now, hey, take that Saints stuff off." And you see with the blue on his head.
Wait. I never said nothing about taking the Saints stuff off now. See, look, this is what I do. I'm gonna have a Saints hat on, and I might have a Cowboy jacket on. I'm gonna wear both.
I'm about to tell him we're taking applications. If
you taking all type of,
you want to jump on
you taking all type of apps.
I don't want to be a bandwagon jumper though. I don't want to do that.
Okay. Well, hey, but we respect.
Treat you right still. Just so you
Louisiana.
like an
Yeah.
True and through, for sure.
True and through. And then
Yes,
my Cowboys 9-3 right about now. So we make it take it all the way down the road.
Yeah.
But neither here nor
man.
they doing their thing.
The Cowboys, man. Look, I'm gonna tell you one thing. I like Dak. You know Dak from Louisiana. He ran from the 318. I believe he went to Holden. Was it Holden High School?
Something like that. Yeah.
He's from around that Shreveport area. Salute. Hey, stop the Dak slander, man. Even though he might have a few games that he might be out, man. Look, Dak is a bad boy. Dak is a bad boy.
And he's a dad now, so he dad-dacking them.
Oh, yeah, man. They can't bring a little extra.
Salute to Dak, man. I don't care what they say about you, man.
Yes, indeed. So break down what happened, your highlighted moments today, the people that you trained that got into the ring.
Mm-hmm.
Break down how did the flow went today for them.
Man, well, just first off, I want to say that it was a great day today, man. We had a lot of hungry warriors, man, that are like real legit fighters that came out that left it in the ring. Man, it was just so many good rounds.
Right.
So many good rounds, which is the reason why we're having a day two to really try to pick and see who's going to be able to make the team, because, man, we got guys who really did come to fight, who showed some skill, who showed heart, who showed grit. And even though they only had 1 minute, they got to the business.
They got to it.
They got to the business. As far as who we trained specifically, I mean, you know, Greg Hardy. Hardy, man, he was a part of the team, Dallas Enforcers last year. He came in and he did an excellent job today, man, just looking very sharp, looking very highly skilled. His conditioning was on point, more so than ever. And, man, he was just pinpoint accurate. You know, he did his thing, man. So, a few other guys we trained, man. My guy Chris, he tried for 135. He did pretty decent today. He gonna be back to bar. My guy Donovan, he got up in there. Got some things he has to work on, but he has sky high potential. You know, hopefully we see him tomorrow as well. And yeah, man.
So the league start date is when?
The league start date, so the first official game is going to be March 28th.
Oh, so you got plenty of time.
We got plenty of time. We got plenty of time, but at the same time, the time is now.
Your time is now.
We're not just going to be waiting. We're about to, put our feet into the ground. We're going to get started. We're going to get the business going.
No doubt. To echo that, let's ask Coach over here. So some of the guys that you trained today, how did they perform? And you know, did they listen to what you had to say and these sorts of things?
Oh yeah, really proud of Deontay. Deontay at the 147, man, he showed out. He looked like one of the most skilled guys in there. I'm proud of Peoples, PC, Kenneth Peoples.
Okay.
At the 175, he did awesome. He almost got a knockdown today.
Almost got one.
Almost scored a knockdown. He looked good. Tremel at 160, he looked really good as well. Rico, returning guy, Mauricio King.
Okay.
AJ.
AJ, that's the
AJ.
Did
My
really
God.
well.
he gonna be pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Big
So-
time, you know.
So
Is that true?
those are some of the guys that I've trained, and a couple of those guys come from my gym. And they did phenomenal.
And while we're on the gym, can you let people know where they can find and follow your gym?
Oh yeah. Follow the gym at Skills Sports and Fitness Co. On Instagram. It's at Skills Sports and Fitness Co.
Skills at Sports and Fitness Co. So with that being said, I did hear Tony Mack say some things about that you guys will even have practice squad guys, right?
Mm-hmm.
So right now y'all looking for a total body of what, 20 to 25?
24.
24. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Shout out to 24. That's
roster
Kobe.
slots.
That's Kobe number right there. That's a
You
good
know what
number.
time it
Yes,
is.
indeed.
How often could like practice squad guys be called up to fight? Like how
How would you say that,
Say it
Cole?
one more time.
so how often could practice squad guys, find themselves being called up to fight?
Well, if you never know what happens in this game, injuries can happen. You got to have
Right.
somebody on reserve just in case. Now, some of these guys might get paid just to fly out there. The practice squad gets $500 just to fly out there and be ready.
Yeah.
One of the guys get hurt, they just got to be ready.
Yep.
Mhm.
Somebody right now in the chat like, put me on the practice squad, man. 500.
Trying to glove up and go
you know what
throw
I'm
some
saying?
hands real quick.
Yes, indeed.
Now, you still got to go to the practices.
Yeah,
Right.
Absolutely.
It's not a free
Right.
check.
It's not you just show up and you just get paid. It's not like that. You don't play boxing.
So
Oh, no way.
so how is this all together from a money aspect for it? Like the people that actually got a box,
Yeah.
do they get the cut from the fight, or how does that work? Are they on a salary, or they captain, or how that all works too? Because people want to know.
It's good money involved, man. It's very, very good money involved. And again, man, you're probably just going to fight one time a night. On the low end, you can get about 1,500. On the higher end, 4 to 6K.
4 to 6K
And this is per fight per week.
per fight.
Okay.
Yeah,
One
yeah.
round. You
Yeah.
can't really be. And if you're a superstar and you are selling tickets
Right.
and you are knocking people out,
The sky is the limit.
it's up to 6 to 10K.
Yeah, 10K. Right, right.
10K.
So with this one round thing, like how, especially when it comes to training guys in here, how y'all teaching them like really get after it? Because this is it. Like you just get this one round. And
Well, we've there's a saying that we use. It's called effective aggressiveness.
Yep.
So
I heard
just put that in your mind.
Yeah.
Put that effective aggressiveness. There's no fill out time. But we train for that. That's how we spar.
Yeah.
So a regular pro getting ready for a fight, an 8-round, 10-round fight, they're gonna spar a little differently.
Right.
Filling that process first couple of rounds. When we spar, when we train to fight one of these teams, we make sure it's at fast pace. It's the effective aggressiveness.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And effective aggressiveness. So as a team, you try to at least stay in the game. Don't not get knocked down, because those count against.
Don't get knocked out.
Don't get knocked down. So is there a certain order that they do? Do they start off with the lower weight class and then work their way up, or do they sprinkle it around?
Yeah, you'll start off with the 120-pound females. Then it goes to the 135-pound males. Oh, actually 126. They added a new weight class for the males. So
Okay.
120-pound females, 126-pound males, and it goes up by weight class after that.
Okay. Okay. Wow. So that is if you're 126 pounds and hey, you want to
then you got a shot.
you just never know. It's in your weight class. You could be performing, like you said, anywhere between $1,500 to $5,000. That's what. How many fights y'all got?
We have 10
That's it.
this season.
That's $50K. You know what I'm saying? Out of 10 fights, that you can get in there to make and still have other things to do. So sometimes the only reason why I'm mentioning money because money sometimes motivate people. You know,
It's one
yeah,
of the
yeah,
biggest
it's one
motivators.
of the biggest motive. I said it wrong because I said sometimes, but no, it is the ultimate motivator. And on top of that, it's eyeballs, it's promotion things, it's side gigs that you can also get within the confines of this. Now, I need for you guys to help me out with a few things for clarity. I think one of the people were mentioning if you are an amateur boxer, right, and if you jump into this particular league, it would take away your amateur status. Can you guys break that down?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, once you get paid for a fight, you're not an amateur no more. Okay, you can't be at USA Boxing amateur. You can't participate in the Olympics. You are a pro. You
Yeah,
have started your pro career. Okay, now you can take amateurs here, but as soon as they fight and get paid that first check, they cannot be. They're not an amateur no more.
So this may be a bit of a crazy question. Like, is there like a system that turns that amateur to pro? Is just like automatic because you've been listed on a team before, and it shows up if they try to do anything else? Like, is that how it works?
Well,
I'm saying that question right.
so yeah, so on USA Boxing, that's where the USA Box. That's where the amateurs here in the United States.
Right.
They go through USABoxing.org.
Okay.
Now, USABoxing.org created a whole separate. It used to be just amateurs and pros. Okay, so
Right.
they have all the records for amateurs, pros. This league is getting so big. USA Boxing included them. That TCL has its own section now.
Oh wow.
So if you are in that TCL section on USABoxing.org, you cannot participate in the amateurs and USABoxing.org.
Okay, that makes sense. It makes plenty of sense. So, and these are all sanctioned fights. These are all things that you can get into the ring. You playing against some mixtures of amateurs and pros. And like I heard the guy say, you can't get abused out there. You know, so you got to take this
You know what? Some of those
respectfully.
are okay at the amateur level. It's a fast paced thing,
Right.
already because most of the time you fighting 1 minute, 2 minute rounds.
That's score points.
Let's go.
Have they ever stepped in and gave pros like
Yes, all the time. These amateurs, the high skilled amateurs, Deontay, one of my guys that performed it, very good. It's a mixture of skill and that fast pace. If you could if you could be aggressive, mix that with your skill. Don't go in there and brawl.
Yeah.
You're gonna get caught with something. You
Yeah.
have to box. It has to be a aggressive, skillful boxer.
Man, no doubt. Man, this is all great stuff, man. Oh my goodness. Yes, indeed. All right. Well, hey, you guys got any other questions that y'all want to put out there before we rock?
just tell us where to, tell everybody where to find y'all, man.
Yeah.
Coach is training all this talent today, and we went live for Law Nation earlier, so everybody got to see a good amount of what was going on. But just, just tell them where to find y'all and how they can keep continuing to see all of this.
Man, for sure, for sure. Everybody, family, follow me on IG at @drbryant_. Man, you can find us at the Hidden Gym at T-Mac Elite Training in Allen, Texas. Come through, get some really good work. Coach Eddie, what you got for me, bro?
My name is Coach Eddie Eduardo Posas. Everybody calls me Coach Eddie. Follow my gym page at Skills Sports and Fitness Co. On Instagram at Skills Sports and Fitness Co.
Man,
For sure.
Man, this is great.
Appreciate
man.
y'all.
Appreciate y'all
Man,
for
thank
sliding
y'all.
through over here. Hey, we didn't have a good time. Like I always say, we had a great time.
For
Hey,
sure.
be sure to hit the like, share this content. Hey, check out more and more information around the globe for what we do. And hey, join the notification squad because whenever I go live, it's not a known time. You know, like some people like, man, hey, no, I was eating my oodles and noodles, man, and some Fruit Loops and all this other stuff. And now you live again, bro, you know? So, hey, just join the notification squad and you'll get some of this great information that we present to the world.
If you try to get into that boxing, y'all better do something.
Get into that box. It's good shape,
Get
too.
your hands right, man.
Say something.
Yes,
Strengthen
indeed.
your heart, strengthen your mind, strengthen your body. Come through. Make sure you get in boxing, man. I'm telling you, it's going to change your life for the better. Come holler at us.
It's
Yes,
good for the
indeed.
soul.
Good for the soul.
Jay
good for
Worthy
the
said, get in the
spirit.
ring, Law. You know, hey,
You know what I'm
next
saying?
time, man. You know what I'm saying?
Law
Yes,
got a money
man.
face, so he can't afford
yeah,
it.
that's what's going on. I got to keep it, keep one of my money makers over here. DC for life, not for short. Let's get it one way or another. Salute.